everybody. Welcome to the Impact Church 10 Days of Prayer. Now, got a couple of things to share with you. First of all, it's about changing times and changing seasons. I don't know if you've noticed this, but things in the world the last couple of years, they've been changing. The world's a different place. Things have become different. So just keep that in mind while we look at a few verses. In Daniel chapter 2, Daniel prays this prayer. He says, "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changes times and seasons. He raises some kings up, he removes other kings, he gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding." Now, I think that's amazing. He's acknowledging that some change comes from God. No kidding. God is the God who changes times and seasons. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, we find out that there's a time and a season for everything under the sun. The trick is you got to know what time it is, what season it is, and what to do in that time and in that season. In Matthew chapter 9, Jesus was asked about why is it that the Pharisees fast? Why is it that your disciples don't? What's the deal with that? And the answer Jesus gave in relation to a question about religious observance, about people's lives in relationship with God, Jesus said this. He said, "You don't put new wine into old wineskins because they'll burst." In effect, Jesus is saying, and I find this really interesting, in relation to a relationship with Jesus, in relationship to God, in functioning and serving and walking with him, sometimes God initiates change. Sometimes change that's happening in the world is a function of just progress and things like that, but sometimes God initiates change. So could it be that in our times, Jesus is saying that there are new ways of doing things, of functioning, of serving, of walking with him in the times that we live in, and that he might actually be the one sanctioning the change? See, sometimes seasons change. Sometimes things come and go, but we got to see what the Lord's doing. We got to be willing to be flexible and adapt and flow with it. We got to see it and we got to move with it and we got to respond to what's being said now. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19, very famous, but it says, "See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." So here's the trick, guys. We got to see that new thing. We got to perceive it. And you know what? If you feel like you're in a desert or a wasteland right now, amen. You're in a good spot. That's where he says he's going to make a way. So don't be discouraged, but I'll tell you what, there's wisdom from God to embrace a change, changing times, changing seasons. So join us below, pray the prayer, direct us. We're going to pray. We're going to see the new thing God's doing. Ask for vision to see that new thing. We're going to ask for new ways of doing things that fit into the new season that we're in our lives as a church, as a fellowship, but in your life with Jesus and in the world that we live in. Ask for wisdom to navigate changing times. And above all, guys, let's ask for the new wine, the solution to all things. So bless you, pray the directives below, and I'm excited about new things.